Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I found kind of a cool place to fly here. I'm on the Eagle, Idaho Greenbelt by the Boise River. It's a spot that I've never flown from before, but I've got the drone sitting on a boulder, on a rock that they have right beside the river here. So we're going to take off from there, maybe, although I'm looking around here. Yeah, no, we'd probably be fine. But at any rate, we're right at the Boise River. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at some of the other development around here. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Let's do an automated takeoff on the app. Dropping that camera down so you can see me. Giving me that, that Wi-Fi warning there. Okay, let's move the drone around a little bit. And I'm going to get it to the other side of me to do our droney. Kind of giving you guys a look at the river here. And I wanted to get into a position where I can see that there's nobody coming on the Greenbelt, because you're going to see the Greenbelt here in a second. And you're going to see this spot. It's kind of cool. I've got a little shade and some other things here, so this is going to be good. So I did the safety check already before I started recording. I'm just doing all the recording on the drone here. I don't have my Action 2 camera up. Just makes it a little bit easier. So reverse and up now, reverse and up. And kind of gives you a look at where we're at here on the river, and you're going to see some construction as we move back here. And boy, I'll tell you what, even with this 600 bit brightness on the screen of the DJI RC, directly in the bright sunlight, it's something else. So anyway, I accidentally hit one of the buttons, the C2 button here. I don't even remember what I have that programmed to. In fact, I'm going to go look and see right now. Let's just look, huh? Control, what do I have C2 on? Button customization. Wow, you got to go through there. C2 adjust ISO. So yeah, I guess we're okay there. We adjusted our ISO. In any case, we are in automatic anyway, so that didn't make any difference. I'm going to tap to focus just for the fun of it. And I actually probably should pick up the camera a little bit, and let's tap to focus again, because we want to make sure that we're covering the not blowing the sky out here a little bit. But at any rate, let's see how high. We're 60 meters high. That's much higher than we need to be. So let's drop down a little bit, and we can get about 45 meters high here. And one of the things I wanted to show you here by the river is these developments. These are fairly new, kind of higher end homes, and you know, I'm looking at these, they really don't have yards. This is when I walked by this is a gated community, so so you're not going to get in here, you know, it's fairly private, and all these ponds that you see here are private. It's for their use only, the people that are living in these homes along here, which is perfectly fine. They paid for it, they developed it, they deserve it. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I see some of them even have little pedal boats, etc., so that when they're on the they can get out on the pond and kind of paddle around a little bit. Let's dropping that camera down a little bit more so you can see it. And let's move this direction just a little bit, trying to give you guys a good look at this, and then we'll get over and look at the river. One of the cool things about the Mini 3 is the battery life. You know, you can get a lot of stuff done in one battery, and that path you see right there is the path I took when I walked in. So I've noticed this part of the Greenbelt is not very well traveled, and they have an easement through the neighborhood here. The city does, so that people have access to the Greenbelt. And parking is where I parked. The city has, in one of the parking lots up here, provides several spots for Greenbelt access, which I think is really cool too. So the public can get out here and enjoy the Greenbelt. So let's kind of spin around here. I had a little bit of stuttering on FPV there, but not too bad. Reminds me, I didn't do a screen recording, but that's okay. We don't. This one will be fine without a screen recording, and I am getting a little warning of a little bit of signal interference. So we'll grab some altitude here. Altitude is your friend when you start getting signal interference. And this, I found one of the things that really messes with signal on your drone is when you have a lot of trees around, and I'm amongst a lot of trees here, so I've noticed that is often a situation. So as we go this way, this is kind of closer to where you've seen me fly before, and on the other side, yeah, we're really getting some interference. I'm gonna grab some more altitude and see if that helps us. It may not. We may have to just turn around here. I'm not that far away either, but like I said, whenever there's trees, it makes a difference. Anyway, you see the Boise River down there. And on the other side of that is going to be Merrill Park. Yeah, I am getting too much interference. We're going to turn around and bring this guy back. Yeah, yeah, okay, one more time here. Weak signal, adjust antennas. I'm holding there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I kind of overshot there, didn't I? So let's just come back this way. How about that? And then we'll solve that issue. So coming back this way, and our signal is getting stronger. So that major thoroughfare you see on the far left, that is called State Street. It used to be the main highway to Boise. And you can see on the other side of these ponds, you can see the Boise River. And on the other side of that, you see some developments. Those are high-end homes again. That are, yeah, I would hesitate to ask how expensive some of those homes are. And we're coming down as we get closer here, back towards where we're at. And then we'll see if we can get down closer to the river here and kind of explore a little bit. I hear, you can probably see on the right hand side of the screen there, on both sides of the screen there's construction going on, but I can hear them pounding nails there on the other side of the river. So no matter what they say about housing slowing down, I don't know. I can tell you around here they're building and selling houses as fast as they can. And yeah, these trees are pretty high here, and you can see this is right where I'm at, right down there. That's so let's bring the drone down, and as we get closer here, turn it around, and let's drop this guy straight down. And bring it back in a little here. There we are. So you can see me standing there, and I got this nice little shady spot. I'm going to get back in the shade so I can see my FPV screen a little better. And let's turn around and let's go the other direction down the river. Let's just fly down the river a little ways. I get a good straight shot at the drone, so this will be good. going to pick that camera up just a little, and let's go, well, what would be up the Boise River. I'm going to put it in cine mode so I can slow it down a little bit. You can see some riffles in the water there. And it was showing, I noticed it was showing some, an obstacle behind us. I sure didn't see what that was. I'm looking straight at the drone, but anyway, the river is, and by the way, this part of the river breaks off into two segments. So this is not all the water that's running down the Boise River, but I can tell you, in fact, let's kind of yaw over here and look at the side, and you can kind of see, I think like this area here would have all been underwater not very long ago. They've definitely dropped the water level in the river. There's still a lot of snow melt. We got a lot of snow up in the mountains this year, so all the reservoirs are full, and they had been pushing a lot of water downriver. And of course here it's good for the irrigators, right? Because it's primarily used for agricultural irrigation. And I am being a little nervous here. You see these branches that stick out over the river here, so those are the ones that'll get you, right? So you definitely want to be careful. But with the DJI RC here, I've got a pretty good view. And I'm going to drop the camera down just a little bit more. I probably had it a little too high. This is kind of a cool spot here. We got some more riffles in the water. And we get to a good open spot, we'll go straight up and look around a little bit, which we definitely are here. But it's kind of fun. This is kind of a view of the river that, you know, without a drone, how are you going to get this kind of view? That's what I'm saying. It's, I think it's pretty cool. Got a few bicyclists and pedestrians walking by on the Greenbelt here. Oops, we're starting to get, so what I'm going to do, I'm getting a little RC interference, so I'm going to go straight up so that I can get a connection again, make sure. And you have to know, you know, when you're that low in altitude, you're not always going to have the best connection. But it was about time to get the drone up in the air anyway, so I'm going to do kind of a yaw around here, grab a little more altitude so you guys can kind of see part of the territory. Grab an altitude as we turn here. You know what, these ponds here before, I'm sure those are man-made. I'm willing to bet there's probably going to be more development eventually on those, would be my guess. Yeah, you can see some houses right here. Let's go over that direction. Let's grab some more altitude. Let's head that way. Boy, I'll tell you what, you can see how high these trees are. I'm going to drop the camera down. And yeah, maybe not as high as it looked when I was looking straight forward. And again, I'm sure these are man-made ponds, and you know, I was just trying to decide if this was a golf course on the other side. In fact, let's go back into normal mode so I can pick up a little speed. There we are, that's better. I wondered why I was so slow there. And let's move around here and take a look at this. Yeah, I don't know. Is this, I'm not seeing any, you know, maybe I just don't see it on the FPV screen here, but I'm wondering if, you know, is this a fairway, or I don't see any greens, so I don't think so. I just think it's a green zone. And then, you know, here is a look at the houses here, and like I said, you can see that one that's half built down there in the upper right, so they're definitely still doing a lot of development. So I'm willing to bet that that's just a green space for this development. Pretty cool. I mean, I can tell you this, what they call the Treasure Valley here is just growing like crazy. There are so many people moving in, and you know what? It's folks with money because they're buying expensive houses like these. Let's flip back around the other way. Yeah, and there's what remains of a ranch. So I guess I'm assuming this is just pasture land. So that was ultimately somebody's farmland. So I hear an aircraft. I'm going to drop some altitude here as we go back this direction. I kind of wanted to go here and see what was over here. I think what this is in this direction is a gravel pit, which kind of makes sense because this is, you know, a riverbed, right? So that's where you're going to find gravel. So I suspect that's what that is. We'll just keep moving that direction and take a look at it. Get us a little better look. I heard an aircraft to the south of me, so I just wanted to make sure we were lower, but that sound is going away, so that's good. Yeah, and I'm getting a little, I was getting a little bit of signal weakness there, so again, anytime you're shooting through trees. So yeah, that sure looks like a gravel operation to me, although I can't tell for certain. When I look at the video off the drone, we'll get a better look. I'm going to turn us around here as we go, and then I'm a little concerned as I change the aspect rate of the antennas, although heck, we got a much stronger signal back. So as I turn this way, sometimes you can get a weaker signal, sometimes you can get a stronger signal. So this is definitely, I don't know, I'm not sure if this is cement or gravel, this plant right here. And you know, for years it was out in the middle of nowhere. Now it's in the middle of a city. So there you have that. I'm gonna drop some altitude again. You know, one of the things you find out about with drones is and then of course I start getting a little more signal interference again, but the lower you get, the better things look. Okay, let's start bringing the drone again back towards us, and you can see some more of the development. And again, that road off in the distance there you see is called State Street, and that used to be the main kind of east-west road that it took you into Boise long before my time. But yeah, boy, we got another big development here, don't we? We can get down a lot lower here. And the cool thing, again, this Mavic 3 is, boy, we sure have a lot of, we're at 51% battery. And let's see, I've been recording for almost 19 minutes here. So yeah, that's pretty good, I'd say. Okay, we're back down about 30 meters high. Yeah, they're building a bunch of new houses here, aren't they? Yeah, let's slow it down here and take a look. Take a look at these guys. Man, this is, you know, you can just see some of these homes are just a little bit of heaven. I like how like this guy's got his, dropping the camera down, he's got a little dock there right by the pond, so I'm sure you could probably have a little jet ski or something there, or even just a little paddle boat to go for an evening paddle out over the pond. Pretty cool. This must be a clubhouse in here because I see parking spots. Let's move over the top of that and see what that is. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably a clubhouse. Oh yeah, there's a swimming pool, etc. Yep. Pretty neat development. In fact, before we bring the drone in to land, well, heck, look at this. We got some construction going right here. This is worth a look, isn't it? And this guy, well, yeah, he's kind of on a pond, so not quite. Yeah, right on the corner there. That looks like a pretty big Pretty big property for sure. Okay, let's come back over this pond here. I mean, this is just, I mean, boy, these are just beautiful homes. They're awful close together, but they sure look pretty elegant to me. Looks like a pretty cool place to live. I wonder, I'm just curious, when I get home, I'm definitely going to look up what the property values of this area and see what homes here are selling for. Okay, let's bring this guy back into us, and we'll do our conclusion, and then we'll land the drone. Picking that camera back up. And you know, well, I guess I'm not doing a screen recording, and you can't see it, but I can just use, even if I couldn't see where I was at, I can use this attitude indicator to just point the drone at the home point, which is what I'm doing right now, and bringing it on in. So let's bring that guy down here and bring it in. There's the little drone. I'm going to go around a little bit. I'm going to move it over just a tad. You can see me in the shade of that, well, I hesitate to call it a tree, but bush or whatever it is. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna bring the drone on the other side of me so that when I'm talking to you, I don't have the sun at my back. Okay, let's bring it around. The drone will be, well, it's out over the river right now. In fact, well, I'll just show you that real quick here. Let me back up just a tad and drop that camera down. And you can see where we're at on the river here. Well, I guess I wasn't as far over the river as I thought. Let's back it up a little more. There we go. It's kind of weird, you know, it can be a little bit deceiving when you're looking. And if I had a polarizer on there, we'd be able to look into the water, but there's a lot of reflection, isn't there? Okay, let's pick that camera back up and we'll bring it in and do our conclusion. So, bringing it down and in here. All right. And of course the obstacle avoidance is going off, so that's probably as far as I'll bring it in. But hey, what did we do today? You know, I got to show you a new part of the Boise River and some kind of interesting developments here in Eagle, Idaho. A lot of homes going up, expensive homes, I might add, but it sure is a beautiful area, and the proximity to the river and the proximity to the Greenbelt here that you see behind me, and I see somebody just rode by on a bicycle. So yeah, nothing but fun. It's been a fun flight today. I hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Let's land this drone. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now. Okay, let's land this puppy. Down we go. Thanks for watching.